My Lagan Retreat. The trodden path along the Lagan meanders like the branches of a well-formed contorted willow. I have retreated to this much-needed infusion of nature offered by the Lagan to escape from the haunting silence that this coronavirus has brought to my home, my village, my country. I need to see God's hand at work, a gentle nudge to reassure me that He is in control and that He cares for me. I need to see His creation at work, albeit for a temporary respite. I have come early, social distancing foremost in my mind. I have left my safe haven, tired of the routine that lockdown brings, and searching for an escape from the clutches of depression that are wrangling their way into my thoughts. A flash of vibrant cyan blue feathers with orange plumage fleets past and demands my attention. I take a moment to watch the kingfisher weave swiftly to a well-hidden nest under the aged bridge, transporting a small fish from the bounty of the Lagan to feed its hungry brood. It brings a welcome blast of colour to the dull mist of the morning. The silver birch trees, with their papery silver-white bark, silhouette the morning sky, and ageing alder trees with fading yellow catkins adorn my pathway. A tree sparrow timidly vacates one of the skillfully erected nesting boxes. I retreat down the riverbank and disturb the quietness of the morning as I stumble into the crack willow, releasing the sharp echo into the cool air, disturbing a moorhen hiding with her young amongst the sedges and rushes at the water's edge. Her distinctive call reflects a timid nature as she gathers her young back into safe seclusion of the reed fringe, with tall bulrushes popping their kofta-like heads above the strappy leaves below. Standing still, I absorb the beauty of this magnificent Lagan. Transported by the invigorating air, I listen to the busy activity of nature's creatures at work. I see a small cluster of yellow iris starting to burst forth. What a welcome splash of colour these will be in a few months' time, when their embellished, heraldic fleur-de-lis-like flowers break forth. I take interest in a cluster of shaggy ink caps adorning the base of a dying tree stump. Life and death in symmetry. As I stare into the cool depths of the river, a flash of azure blue and black manoeuvres swiftly onto a decaying tree branch floating on the water surface. Breakfast time for the damselfly. I close my eyes and utter a thankful prayer. What a comfort to feast in God's garden, where I am alive and free to smell, see, feel, and enjoy some rare benefits of this forced isolation. My mind is calmed, my emotions eased. I am reassured. Life on the Lagan will continue. This pandemic will pass. Order will be restored. Written by Elizabeth McNeill.
Strangford Lough. Strangford Lough is 20 miles long, 5 miles wide, with at least 70 islands. A beautiful area for sailing and pottering about in boats. On a Friday in July 1967 in Colinchie, County Down, John phoned his friend David. "Hello, Dave. The parents are away this weekend. I fancy going out in the loch." "Hello, John. OK. There's not much happening here. I'll cut the grass later. Leave Dad a note," David replied. "I'll bring some food. Pick you up at 11. You've passed your driving test? Great. You can ferry me about." At Strangford Lough Yacht Club, White Rock Bay, John parked his mother's car. Outboard engine, Oars and rowlocks, life jackets and provisions in place, they launched the dinghy down the slipway onto the trolley. David returned it to its parking spot. They pushed off with oars, started the engine and waved through the boats moored in the bay. They beached the boat on the stony shore of Roe Island, tying the bow rope to a heavy boulder. John carried the bag of food. Dave brought 4 tins of beer and biscuits. They sat eating near the ruins of a cottage. Tasty sandwiches, ham and cheese. You're quite the housewife. David laughed. Mum left loads of food. Give us another beer. I suppose you still fancy Gillian? You're just crewing in the river because of her, John laughed. Why not? Her dad needs me to work the spinnaker. The 12 river-class yachts are one design. 29-foot sloops built in 1920 and still race on Saturdays and Wednesdays as they do other classes of boats. The tide's coming in. I'm going to check the boat, John said. He ran up the sloping ground. Dave, it's gone, he yelled. What? Dave shouted as he puffed up the incline. Check all around the island. John felt panic rising. His breath came in gulps. Calm down, John. There'll be a boat passing soon. After the spectacular sunset, all was calm. A sail swam past, gulls wheeled across the sky. They stood wearing bright orange life jackets, scanning all around. We could be stuck here all night, John shivered. A distant purring noise sent them belting down to the shore. A motor cruiser was returning from Portaferry. Their shouts reverberated across the water. The skipper, Jim McBride, shouted, "Hang on there! I'll get the boat moored and come back for you." Darkness was creeping in. It seemed an eternity while Jim ferried his wife ashore. "You boys lost your dinghy?" Jim asked as his inflatable boat touched the shore. "Yes," John said limply. Jim helped them on board. "It was floating down the loch. Very dangerous. I radioed the Coast Guard. It's tied up at Ring Hattie." "Thank you so much," they echoed. "I'm just glad you're safe. Are you okay to get home?" Dave saw his father standing on the jetty thanking Jim. He drove John home. John was grounded for a month. Written by Holly Ferres.
Water baby. It doesn't matter what park my partner and I take our guide dogs to. If there's a river, my girl Debbie is sure to be in it. Listening to the sounds of water flowing, birds tweeting, and feeling the sunshine on my face is wonderful. But hearing the sound of my girl in the water having fun is therapeutic to me. Why? Because she's having fun. She's off duty, being a dog, running, playing and enjoying herself. When we let Debbie and Morris off for their free run, they wear bells on their collars so we can hear where they are. It's funny hearing the sound of their bells as they race past us as we walk through the park. The pitch changes and goes slightly lower. This is the Doppler effect. We've stopped walking, and where we are, it's calm and peaceful. We can hear ducks quack as they move through the water. But Debbie decides to change all that. She spots the water, and in she goes. My partner's guide dog Morris goes in, but only gets his feet and tummy wet. Debbie is a swimmer, and so she has to submerge herself completely in the water, which must be cold. We hear her jump in, and she splashes around, paddling and having fun. If I can get close enough, I can actually hear her snuffle and snort as she swims. Her face is in the water. I can hear her making little bubbles. She's really giving herself a good workout there. It's so cute. She has such a sweet, gentle but cheeky wee character. I can't help but smile and laugh at her as I hear her paws rhythmically splashing in the water. Her bells sound strange as the pitch drops a semitone lower in the water. When she finally gets out of the water, I'm quick to retreat as she's about to give herself a big shake, and no doubt I'm likely to get wet. She's all pleased with herself because she's been in the water and comes to me for some praise, rubbing her wet body on my trousers and nuzzling my hand with a wet but warm nose because she's been puffing and panting a lot. Please, Mum, fuss me because I've been so good and you need to get wet too. Well, what can I do? I can't resist. She is a good girl, so I give her some love and fuss, letting her know how special she is. Both Debbie and Morris are our eyes, yes, but they're our companions, our babies. But they are dogs, and they need to have fun, free time, and we love to be there and enjoy it with them. Written by Andrea Hope